Have you ever felt like you're stuck in God's waiting room? You've prayed, you've believed, you've done everything you know to do. So, why isn't He answering? The silence can be deafening, and it's so easy to feel like He's forgotten you. It's not just the waiting that's hard, it's the feeling of being completely unseen in the middle of it all. You start asking questions you never thought you would. Did I do something wrong? Has God stopped caring? Is He even there? But what if I told you that delay is actually a sign that your miracle is bigger than you ever imagined? What if the silence isn't a no, but a classroom? And what if this waiting period isn't an obstacle, but an opportunity for unbelievable spiritual growth and even divine protection? Today we're going to uncover the real reasons God might be making you wait. We'll see how these delays aren't denials, but are actually setting the stage to display His power and strengthen your faith for the miracle that's already on its way. You are not forgotten. The silence won't last forever. God is trustworthy, and morning is coming. The pain of the process, let's be real, nobody enjoys waiting. We live in a world of instant everything. Fast food, on-demand streaming, 2-day shipping. We are literally conditioned to want everything right now. So when we come to God with a desperate prayer for healing, for a spouse, for a financial breakthrough, for a restored relationship, and the answer doesn't come immediately, it can feel like a spiritual system failure. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and sometimes months stretch into agonizing years. You see other people getting their prayers answered, receiving the very blessings you've been fasting for, and this toxic mix of confusion and envy starts to creep into your heart. You begin to question everything. Is my faith not strong enough? Did I miss a step? The enemy loves to jump in on this silence, whispering lies that God has abandoned you, that you're not worthy, that your prayers are just bouncing off the ceiling. This feeling of being left behind while the world moves on is one of the most painful parts of the faith journey. We cry out like the psalmist, "My eyes grow dim with waiting for my God." Psalm 69:3. That's a raw, honest picture of the exhaustion that sets in when you're holding onto a promise that just seems to be gathering dust. This kind of prolonged suffering, met with what feels like divine quiet, can shake even the strongest faith. It feels like you're doing everything right, but getting it all wrong. But I really need you to hear this today. Your waiting season is not a sign of God's absence. It's a powerful sign of His intentional work in your life. He's not just preparing the blessing for you. More importantly, He is preparing you for the blessing. The reframe, from prison to palace. To really get this, we have to look at one of the most powerful stories of divine delay in the entire Bible, the life of Joseph. When Joseph was just a teenager, God gave him these huge dreams, promising that one day he would rule and that even his own family would bow down to him. It was a spectacular promise. But what happened next? Was he enrolled in leadership school, given a corner office? Nope. He was betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit, and then tossed into a forgotten prison. For 13 long years, Joseph's reality was the exact opposite of God's promise. Think about that. 13 years in the dark, 13 years of waiting, suffering, and being forgotten. He had every reason to become bitter, to give up on his faith, to just assume God had made a mistake, or worse, had forgotten him completely. But Joseph didn't. Even in prison, he served faithfully. He kept moving forward, doing his best right where he was. Why? Because he understood a critical truth. The waiting period isn't a punishment, it's a preparation. God was right there in the waiting with him. Those 13 years were not wasted. In the pit, God taught him about betrayal and forgiveness. As a slave in Potiphar's house, God taught him administration and integrity. In prison, God taught him humility, leadership, and total dependence on him. God was forging the character of a ruler long before he gave him a kingdom to rule. If God had instantly promoted Joseph to the palace right after his dreams, his pride and immaturity would have destroyed him. The delay was his salvation. The delay was the very thing that made him ready to handle the immense power and responsibility of saving an entire nation. The same is true for King David. He was anointed king as a teenager, but spent the next 15 years running for his life, hiding in caves, and fighting enemies before he ever sat on the throne. God was developing a resilient, God-dependent king, not an entitled prince. These stories show us a powerful pattern. A divine promise is almost always followed by a divine process. The delay isn't a detour, it's the actual path. 3 things God is doing while you wait. So, what is God actually doing in your life during this frustrating, confusing, and often painful season of waiting? I believe it comes down to 3 transformative things. First, He is building your spiritual strength. Just like an athlete has to train for a marathon, God uses waiting to build your spiritual muscles. The Bible says, "The testing of your faith produces steadfastness." James 1:3. Think about it, faith that has never been tested can't really be trusted. If you got everything you asked for, the second you asked for it, your faith would never grow. You wouldn't need to trust. It's in the waiting when you have to cling to God's promises, even when you can't see any evidence, that your faith becomes truly resilient. God is more interested in doing a work in you than just doing a work for you. He's developing perseverance, patience, and a deep-seated trust that can withstand any storm. These are qualities that can only be forged in the fire of waiting. Second, He is protecting you from a not yet blessing. Sometimes a delay is simply an act of divine protection. In His infinite wisdom, God knows that you might not be ready for the very thing you're praying for. A blessing that you receive before you have the character to handle it can actually become a curse. We see a tragic example of this with King Saul. In 1 Samuel 13, Saul was waiting for the prophet Samuel to make a sacrifice before a battle. When Samuel was delayed, Saul got impatient and just took matters into his own hands, offering the sacrifice himself, which was a direct act of disobedience. That single act of impatience, of refusing to wait on God's timing, cost him his kingdom. God might be delaying your answer to protect you from a promotion you can't sustain, a relationship you're not mature enough for, or a success that would pull you away from Him. His wait is a loving way of saying, "I have something even better, but I need to get you ready first." Third, He is setting the stage for His greater glory. The longer the wait, and the more impossible the situation seems, the more glory God receives when the breakthrough finally comes. Look at the story of Lazarus. Jesus got word that his dear friend was sick, but He intentionally waited 2 more days before going to him. By the time he arrived, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. From a human perspective, it was completely and totally hopeless. But Jesus' delay wasn't because He didn't care. It was a divine setup. He told His disciples, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." John 11:4. Healing a sick man would have been a great miracle. But raising a man from the dead after 4 days, that was a resurrection-level miracle that caused many people to believe. Sometimes God allows a situation to become utterly hopeless in our eyes, so that when He finally steps in, there is no doubt that it was His hand, and His alone. The delay magnifies the miracle. I know the waiting is hard. The process of being stretched, tested, and prepared can bring up a lot of anxiety and emotional turmoil. It's okay to admit that. If you're someone who finds healing and clarity through reading or writing, I've put together a few gentle resources that might help you navigate this season. They're called Calm During Chaos, From Anxious to Empowered, And I've also created stress processing and anxiety journals. They're available on my website, www.prosperwithmenessa.com. Whenever you feel ready, I'll link them below for you. Additionally, I offer hope and clarity coaching sessions designed to help you find hope again, step into your purpose, and live with confidence. The silence of God is not His absence, and the delay is not a denial, it is divine preparation. Whether He is building your strength like a spiritual athlete, protecting you from a blessing you're not ready for, or setting the stage for a miracle that will leave everyone in awe, know this: God is actively and intentionally at work in your waiting. He has not forgotten you. The dream He placed in your heart is still valid. The promise He made is still true. Like Joseph, your prison season is preparing you for a palace promotion. Like David, your wilderness is shaping you into a king. And like Lazarus, your moment of hopelessness is just setting the stage for a glorious resurrection. Trust the process. Embrace the waiting, not as a time of doing nothing, but as an active season of preparation and of your faith going deeper than ever before. If you got something of value from this video, please subscribe to the channel so you never miss out. Also, consider sharing this video with someone you know who is in a waiting season. And let me know in the comments, how has God blessed you today? Finally, if you like this video, you'll love my next one on God's plan for when you are burnt out. Thanks for watching, and God bless.